Before the video starts, let me know y'all like the haircut. But today we're going to talk about cardio. I don't think I had to make this really a long video, because cardio is really, we all know what people typically do cardio for. It's to lose weight and to keep calories in, calories out. People try to like simplify it when it's not that complicated. But honestly, when it comes to cardio, I think in my experience, cardio is not something most people enjoy doing because they don't like to get sweaty, they don't like to get hot, they don't like to be uncomfortable. But the best form of cardio is cardio you can stick to in the long run. Whether that's treadmill, swimming, jump roping, stairmaster, elliptical. Walking, honestly, is one of the best forms. If you can get 10,000 steps a day, that's 500 calories. You get 20,000, that's 1,000 calories. If you get 25,000, that's like, I don't remember right off the top of my head. The point is, you can't out-train a bad diet. So like, if you really did want to lose a certain amount of weight, you have to like, obviously like get to a certain point where you can just train to that point, right? You can't just, do B and expect C to happen for you. You have to like get to a certain point where like it falls into play, if that makes sense. For me personally, my favorite forms of cardio, I like to walk. I typically try to get 13,000 steps a day, which is 700 calories, which puts me in a deficit of about a pound a week. And then a pound a week is like, I'm a pound lighter than I was the week before. Because people always like give themselves unrealistic weight goals. And then when they can't achieve it by the end of the month, like I had a client actually who told me she wants to lose 20 pounds in a month. And most people can't even lose that in 3. So I don't know why you guys get the perception, well, not like you guys typically, but like people get the perception that they can make a massive weight loss. Unless you're like morally obese or like just to the point where you're like 400 pounds, then yeah, maybe you could lose 20 pounds in a month. But if you're just like chubby, overweight, you're I don't want to say you're big because that sounds rude, but like you're big, but it's not to the point where it's like, oh, you're big to the point where like, oh, I can make a drastic change for myself. You're not that size. Thankfully, I'm happy for you. You should be happy for yourself too. But the most you can expect in a month is maybe 2 to 4 pounds. Not 2 to 4 pounds. In a week, if you're really aggressive, you can expect 2. And then typically a month has 4 to 5 weeks. So maybe 8 if you do everything correctly. You're sleeping well, you're eating well, you're training. Also, another thing people try to do that they really shouldn't, honestly, you just can't just do cardio. Because then muscle mass, that muscle is more dense than fat. Like, I wish I could show the diagram where like fat and muscle. So like night and day. It's like a water bottle would be like fat and a cart would be, well, no, I messed up the analogy. A water bottle would be like muscle and a cart would be like fat. You see the drastic difference between those two things where like one's massively different from another. But the point is, if you are going to try to like do cardio more than like, you should at least try to implement some form of resistance training. I am going to make a video on resistance training for those who are interested, but I feel like currently in my experience, I like to work out and do cardio fasted. I just feel like I function better. I know some other people like to do it for other reasons because it makes it feel like they lose more weight. Granted, you might burn more calories, but you're not necessarily losing any more weight. I just feel like I don't like to be weighed down, if that makes sense. It's like wearing a weighted vest. If I have food in me, I guess that really does depend on how heavy you eat. And I typically like to eat a certain amount of food. So it wouldn't make sense for me to have like a 3-course meal and then go to the gym because then I'm gonna be hungry and it's not gonna be practical. But besides that, I guess I don't think I talked about my favorite forms of cardio. I really should have, but I guess I'm trying to like, I don't want to beat this video to be so absent-minded, but let me get to that. I like to walk, try to get I did talk about that. Okay, I talked about that. I also do jump rope. Jump rope is probably one of the best forms. it's kind of, I don't want to say it's not light intensive because like the heavier you are, the more harder it might be on the joints. But if you can get really good at it, like an half an hour is almost 600 calories. Obviously, you're not gonna shred unless you're some superhuman. If you are, excuse me, I ain't know who you are. My bad. But typically, if you do like 30 minutes with breaks within it, it's like 600 calories. Another thing is swimming's also light on the joints. You can burn a lot of calories. You know, you're fighting against the current. That's one thing myself I actually want to get into. Because swimming just be something really good and investive that people could really get into. But, you know, some people are just afraid to get into the water. So the point of this video really, if you are going to do cardio, you have to do something, you know, you yourself, you can stick to. Which for me has been jump roping, has been walking, trying to get 13,000 steps a day. I also like to do treadmill. I didn't talk about treadmill. I like to do incline treadmill, 15 calories. Not 15, like incline 15. And then speed might be anywhere between 3 and 4. I feel like if I'm trying to reach a certain amount, I'll go more. But typically I might not be trying to reach a certain amount, so I might not go more. But when my pace might be faster than the average person, so I do also have to keep that in mind, right? But like last time I did it, I was able to get to 450 in half an hour on treadmill. Granted, I was going pretty quick. I think if I remember correctly, not that I think, it was I think 3.8 speed, yeah. But to make a long story short, you just have to enjoy what you do if you're gonna stick to it. You gotta find something that works for you. You might be similar to me, and the things that I mentioned in this video might work for you. You might be different from me, and you like to do Stairmaster, and you feel like that really helps. Stairmaster does help. No, I can't really do Stairmaster in more than like 10 minutes without me just wanting to get off. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I hope this helps someone. I hope my rambling made sense. I didn't want it to be like too discombobulated, but you know, I was thinking, and I really should write this down. But I'm also gonna like leave some articles down below as like another source of information if you feel like I missed anything. Also, like, comment, subscribe. Have a good day, guys.